because I didn't say
Well,
anything that makes sense.
my view is very harsh justice towards those, the more power you have and the more you abuse it, the stronger the punishment towards you should be. So if you are a grown up and you molest a 9-year-old girl, I think I would like to see you dead. To be completely honest and cold-blooded and cold-hearted about it, I'd rather see you dead. Others might come in and say, oh, no, he doesn't deserve to die. She liked it. Well, I don't like it. I think you should die if you molest a little kid when you're a grown-up. I think that is the only punishment that works, because it it scares other people from doing the same things.
I mean, going back to what he was just saying though, like, in that discussion, it goes back to having morality. And if you understand that your currency has a certain level of power, then yes, your morality should kick in for the right things. And some people may just see the value in a dollar sign, but then again, like you said, what other investments are lucrative? I mean, I'm pretty sure the sex trade.
Well, you see, we can see it from a capitalistic point of view. All our businesses and all our investment will fall in completely in value if liberal views are becoming legalized, like incest, pedophilia, slavery, bondage, all kinds of perversities. You can imagine what kind of society you will have after that. Completely ruined and nothing left. All your money gone down the drain. And just look at the next generation. They are afraid of everything. I mean, the generation before us, they were not afraid of nothing. My generation is a bit mixed, I think. But the new generation, they're afraid of everything. They need safe spaces in their fucking schoolyard. Can you believe that? That's the fucking, they didn't teach like in Japan and in China, where they are teaching the kids martial arts. They didn't think about teaching the kids how to fight, but instead they woosed them up and created safe spaces for them. How is that gonna help in a time of trouble? Rest, you there?
Yeah, I hear you. I mean,
You're thinking?
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to help at all. I mean, and I don't know, man. Some of us have.
Try to speak in the microphone better.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget that the mic is low. No, it's not going to matter at that point, and it's hard because we have the control of the now. The people in the future don't have control of that, and the people of the past don't have control of that. And when I say the past, I don't mean like people dead and gone. I mean like the old people who are stuck in the old ways and don't see the change, don't see the benefit to the future. Like we have the blockchain has the power. Like everything has been monopolized globally.
Forget the blockchain, okay? I have power, and I can manipulate many blockchains the way I see fit. That's just a game of capitalism, and that's very human. I can drop coins down to nothing if I want, and I can pump them up to something. I got that kind of power. The blockchain means nothing if the wrong people owns it and manipulates it.
Facts.
Uh, so you need a moral that is human. The human being needs to become a higher moral being, because the moral among human beings is so low that you know if it keeps going lower than that, there is no hope for humanity and in the short or the long run.
Yeah,
Go and look at how.
that's
Go
why I thought
on.
it was so interesting with just the example, the contrast with the previous conversation, because there was a guy really saying, "Hey, we now have the opportunity to try and steer things the way we want to go, and to then have these discussions built into how it is that we try to steer both the blockchain that we're building here and the community that we're generating here, and not just saying, well, if things don't work out your way, too bad."
Well, we have an opportunity to create a Steam that works the way we want it to work, and we have already accomplished 19 upgrades of Steam, plus a lot of things to come. So we are almost ready to let people in, and yeah, people will fight over money. I mean, it is what people fight over. There's nothing I can do about that. People will find things to be unfair, and but then they will also find other people that are into fairness. I mean, my competition was super fair. Mr. Sanchez and Mr. Dark, super fair competition.
I guess that's why they create.
What was that? I heard my name.
No, I was saying, I guess that's why they create like certain systems in play. That way, the opinions of these people elected in those positions are highly regarded. I'm not using the United States as an example by any means, but I feel like something can be created here, as in like a committee. You know, we got witnesses and stuff on the blockchain. Like, why can't we have witnesses to certain actions, or have certain reprimands reviewed by this committee? I mean, this voted committee by the everybody involved in the establishment.
Oh, well, voting steam power is something you can delegate. You can use some of this for that, some of this for this, some of that for this, and you will never get a situation where everybody is doing the same thing. So right now, I don't worry about anybody draining the reward pool for themselves. If there is any whales that are doing that, I'm sure we're going to, smoke them out and counteract that. I see more problems down in minnow land, with minnow fighting over a dollar.
I mean, people who are actually feeding it, like I would never give my vote for any SBD, especially if we haven't built a mutual relationship on the platform at all. I'm not accepting funds for my vote, because to me that's immoral.
Minnows are always going to fight.
And that's why a lot of minnows, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of them don't get the notoriety that they think they deserve. And a lot of them end up talking poorly about the platform and end up leaving and bashing it.
The big players knows the game. It's all about acquiring stake. That's the only thing that matters.
Well, people are always going to fight, and we shouldn't, try to stop that. It's not bad in and of itself. It just means that we who intend to invest, or of course you who have already invested a lot in the platform, need to be smart about how one sets it up so that people who come on and can contribute to growing the platform are not met, even if they're right or wrong, with the perception that it's an unfair game, or a game that's not good for them to enter.
Here.
And the sad part about the majority of the minnow population is that they have other minnows right there capitalizing on the thirst or the hunger to want more on the platform. And it's like they're just turning another minnow that basically used the strategy of a business person to capitalize on the wants and greed of others.
Greed is something that, oh my gosh, if you know why I had to turn off private message for myself.
Everybody in your inbox trying to give you a sob story or tell them why that you should be best friends, and also I could imagine.
Well, I mean, I am available, but you have to come to voice chat now to talk with me. And I will hear and I will speak and I will check out things, but this is where it's at now, up in the open.
It's hilarious because you see some of these people or newcomers coming into the chat. They'll never come into the voice chat, but they'll stick around in the chat, absorb what they hear, never interject or anything, kind of share their stuff, and you'll look on their page and nothing's happening because nobody knows who you are. Nobody can understand where you're coming from or if you're delivering real or fake content.
Yeah. No, come to voice chat and be heard. That has been very profitable, I think, for everyone in there.
I mean, the knowledge alone holds his value and weight.
Yeah, we are an information hub for all coins, all thing crypto, but mostly Steam. But as you can see, the bot is capable of getting price info for all coins.
I don't know. In comparison, because I joined a lot of those other beginner chat rooms after I joined SteemSpeak, and just the level of thinking and the mentality in those rooms is just so abysmal. And you don't think like somebody who is running a business, which that's what you're doing. Each page is their own business, their own marketing tool, and just the level of thinking is a huge scale of difference.
Totally. Well, you're gonna learn a lot more. I mean, imagine you are now in a situation where you're earning full Steam tokens in your rewards. Imagine, just think a few months down the line when your rewards won't anymore be full Steam tokens. It'll be like a fraction of a Steam, but it will be worth more.
Yep, and that's why I laugh at a lot of these guys. Like I brought one guy in, and he was like, "Well, I just want to see if it works. I'm just going to take it out and see, and make sure." I'm like, "All right, go ahead and do that." And in about 4 to 6 months, you can be kicking yourself because that value is going to skyrocket.
Oh yeah. From where and it's still gonna be cheap when it skyrockets. People are gonna say, "Oh, $10 Steam. Well, I'll buy $1,000 for it."
Yeah.
The irony is that people don't like to buy until it's expensive.
Till it has its attention, till it's gained some notoriety. That's the same thing that happened with Bitcoin. And by the time it was time for you to buy in, you looked at it on a scale that it was too expensive to cash out on a single one.
Yeah. Well, it's all about getting that steam power and hold on to it for your dear life.
Like I said, I am a firm believer in this, not because I was brought on by somebody, but because I know as a content creator on multiple platforms with over 100,000 followers, as a true content creator, you feel a whole different level of satisfaction. Like I feel satisfaction creating content, just getting likes, comments, reshares, this, that, and the third. That's amazing. If I wanted to post something for sale, I know I got guaranteed 100 people who's going to buy right away. That's a fulfilling feeling. But when you're consistently able to create content nonstop all day long, 24/7, and know that it's a rewarding factor, you just look. I'm gonna start putting the camera on 24/7. Just have a live stream running from my page.
Well, I'm a content creator as well, and I was about to put that on the shelf, because of YouTube. But Steam, it has inspired me to, instead of putting it on the shelf, I'm building a studio. I'm stepping it up 1,000-fold.
To me, this has been like a backdoor way into stock trading, so to speak. And I've always had ambitions of wanting to get into it, but it's so intimidating looking at all the graphs and everything else. But when you get to learn from a perspective of creating content, getting compensated for it, and then utilizing that on a different platform that can